Hi. So today I wanted to follow up on the James Holmes Batman Massacre and what's going on with that right now. You may or may not have seen recent pictures of James Holmes in the courtroom. I will link a video below that shows the dramatic change in his effect and the way he actually presents himself physically. First of all, we saw him crazy with this bright red hair and looking even to an untrained eye, like he was on some very, very, very heavy drugs or coming off of very heavy drugs. And now he looks straight as an arrow. He looks together, he looks really intelligent, and he's looking around and obviously very connected to what's happening. Okay, let me back this up a little bit. I worked in high-end rehabs. I've had a lot of experience dealing with people that are coming in that are completely blown out of their mind on all sorts of different drugs, and then they go into detox. And I'm telling you straight up, this man was completely on heavy, heavy drugs. And I'm not saying he took them himself either, because he doesn't seem to realize what happened to him, nor did they ever do any tests on him that came out saying that he was on any drugs, which is suspicious enough to me, because almost always they're wanting to throw something like marijuana under the bus and be like, oh, suspect high on marijuana, like that's going to make somebody go out and kill somebody. But they didn't link him to any drugs, which is really odd in itself, because there's no way you can't look at this person and not say he wasn't completely drugged. So why didn't they do any drug tests on him? Why didn't they do any drug tests on him? And now we're looking at him, and he is sober looking. He looks exactly like people at the rehab would look once they had the drugs cleared out of their system. The only other thing that I can possibly think of, I've seen people very discombobulated if they've been taken out of a hypnosis, deep hypnosis, without the proper channels to wake them back up. They can look all out of it, but I've never seen anything look like this man looked when he was dragged in after the massacre. So I just have to call, like, there's something rotten in Denmark here that we're not getting some drug report back on what actually was in this man's system. Okay, to follow that up, you may or may not know that he had sent a notebook to his psychologist over at the university where he was going to. The notebook wasn't found until a week after the massacre actually happened. So it languished around the mailroom for some reason, was never delivered to the psychologist. Well, basically in the book, and they're not bringing this up now, it was only in earlier reports. I know because I did the report for Infowars, so you can go check it out about the Batman Massacre, that they had found this book, and the book showed, drawing stick figures that he had made showing what was going to happen with the massacre. The only thing that was out of place was there was more than one shooter. There were multiple shooters and multiple dead figures. Okay, so that came out in the early reports. They're not talking about it now. And also, I think, extremely bizarre and to be looked at is that the prosecution just dropped trying to get that notebook. So they were trying to get a hold of that notebook. Well, why would they do that? Why would they drop that? Only because if they get it and it shows multiple shooters, that only helps the defense, right? Listen, I was at Infowars. I was listening to the police transmissions while the massacre was happening, and they were looking for other suspects. And they just stopped talking about that altogether. All I'm saying is things are not adding up still in the Batman Massacre. And the reason why we have to look at this is because, come on, we get fed stories all the time, and we need to know which things are the truth and which things aren't. I mean, the boy crying wolf thing isn't going to help any of us if there's actually a real issue and we need to, take precautions for it. So I'm just wanting to call a spade, and I'm saying we need to relook once again the Batman Massacre, because more things are coming up that just look totally shady. Okay, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day, and go out there and do something happy for yourself today, because every day is a gift, and we got it. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and wishing you the best.